She didn't flinch when she fired me. That's what stuck with me. Not the words, not her sister's smug grin, not even the lazy, "It's nothing personal, babe." No, it was the calm in her voice that burned itself into my memory. I had built that company from a cracked garage floor, alongside her father. 14-hour days, no weekends, cold dinners, missed birthdays, it had all been part of the grind. But that morning, in the boardroom, I wasn't the co-founder. I was a burden. "Men like you hold women back," her sister snapped. The same sister who used to beg me for extra vacation time and break down in budget meetings. I nodded once, stood up, buttoned my jacket, and walked out. Behind me, laughter echoed as the glass door closed. It clung to me like smoke. But I didn't slam the door. I didn't shout. I didn't look back. Because they hadn't read the contract. Not yet. They thought I was disposable. The silent partner who lingered in the background while they soaked up the spotlight. They forgot how it all began. Who kept the company afloat during the first economic crash? Who secured the foreign investor that funded our payroll for half a year? Who wrote the very bylaws they couldn't be bothered to skim? Her betrayal didn't stab me like a blade, it caressed like cold silk. Smooth, calculated, and dressed in the language of progress, restructure, and vision. She framed it as empowerment, as if cutting me loose was some kind of feminist triumph. But it wasn't about feminism. It was greed with lipstick. And I had seen it coming. The messages. The secret meetings. The late nights at her sister's place. I kept quiet, because calculated silence is often louder than a direct accusation. I began documenting everything. I wasn't the man who yelled. I was the man who recorded boardroom discussions, who traced email origins through metadata, who combed through every company document, especially the contract she signed the day we married. She didn't read it. Just smiled and said, "Of course I trust you." Of course she did. Buried in the founder's agreement was a clause, short, easy to miss. A fail-safe. It outlined that if one partner removed the other without just cause, full ownership would revert to the ousted partner. It was legal. It was binding. It required a lawyer's signature. Her father had signed it himself. I still remember his words, "Business is war. Prepare for betrayal, even from your own blood." He never thought the betrayal would come from his daughter. That day, after I left the building, I didn't go home. I went straight to the lawyer, opened the vault, pulled out the document like a scalpel, and waited. The next morning, my phone rang. Her father's voice came down the line like a bomb. "Tell me this is some kind of mistake." It wasn't. I sent the contract. No explanation. Just the file. A few hours later, I was copied on an email. Subject line, urgent. Board meeting, violation of Clause 9.3.1. Clause 9.3.1, insubordination and unjust removal of a founding partner. Immediate forfeiture of controlling shares. Restoration of executive authority to the ousted founder. They had both signed it. Page 47, bottom right. They never made it past page 12. When they walked into the boardroom that afternoon, their confidence had vanished. Her sister looked like she hadn't slept. My wife looked like she was fighting back tears. I sat at the head of the table. Didn't rise. Didn't smile. Just slid the original document across the polished surface. No anger. No lecture. Just paper. My wife opened her mouth, but no sound came out. Her sister tried first. Accusations, deflection, claims of sabotage and patriarchal abuse. I leaned back in the chair I earned through 20 years of sacrifice. Then I spoke. "You fired me without cause. That triggered the clause. You signed it. This isn't sabotage. It's stupidity." The room went silent. Even her father didn't speak up in her defense. Finally, she whispered, "Why would you do this to me?" I looked her in the eye and replied, "You didn't read the fine print when I gave you power. Now you've lost it, and me." Then I handed her the divorce papers. Signed. Dated. Prepared months ago. She reached out for me, but it was too late. Everything she thought she controlled had already slipped through her fingers. 2 weeks later, I stepped down. Sold my shares. Dissolved the board. I gave her the title back, but not the structure. She owns the building now. But not the blueprint. Let her wear the crown. It's hollow. Somewhere, in a locked cabinet, the contract still sits. Signed. Sealed. A lasting reminder that arrogance and ignorance make a dangerous pair. She thought she'd played me like a pawn. Too bad she married the king.